In circular motion, there is a acceleration, and that acceleration is nothing but the centripetal acceleration. When the particle revolves in a circle, at that time it has a centripetal acceleration. Now the centripetal, the name centripetal is nothing but the center seeking. Center seeking. What do you mean by center seeking? It means that it always attracted towards the center. Its direction, or it is always directed towards the center. Now this is, suppose this is the circular motion, and this is the center, and this is the position of the particle, and when it revolves, then it always attracted towards the center. It has a center sickness. It has a center sickness, and therefore it is called the center seeking or centripetal acceleration. Now that centripetal acceleration has a magnitude v square by r. V square by r. This is the centripetal acceleration. Now if you substitute the value of v is equal to r omega, then we get r square omega square upon r, that is equal to r omega square. This is the centripetal acceleration. Okay, now the centripetal acceleration in terms of vector form minus omega square r, vector r, where vector r is the radius vector and unit vector r0. Now there is a negative sign in this equation because it is always directed towards the center, oppositely directed to the radius vector. Oppositely directed to the radius vector. This centripetal acceleration is oppositely directed to the radius vector, and therefore it is a negative sign. The magnitude of this acceleration magnitude of the acceleration is a is equal to r omega square. Now this is centripetal acceleration. Now if a particle has a centripetal acceleration and it has a motion, and this motion is due to the force, we know that just we see the in definition of rotational motion, the motion of the particle or motion of the body is under the action of force, and that motion is due to the force, and that force is nothing but the centripetal force. This is a centripetal force. Now what is force? Mass into acceleration. Now what is m? M into what is acceleration? R omega square, and that is equal to mr omega square. This is the magnitude of centripetal force. Now force is a vector quantity. Force is a vector quantity, and therefore vector F is equal to minus mr omega square into unit vector r0. Here again negative sign indicate that the force is directed towards the center, mr omega square, and the magnitude of the centripetal force is equal to what? mr omega square, or in terms of linear velocity, mv square by r. mv square by r. In terms of vector notation, vector F is equal to minus mv square r into unit vector r0. Now this is the centripetal force. Now particle perform the uniform circular motion. It is continuously traveling along the circumference, and it has a direction toward the center, but it does not fall on the center. Now what is this? Why this is so? Why this is so? Now before that, we see the examples of the centripetal force or characteristics of the centripetal force. Characteristics of centripetal force. Now first characteristic is that it is a real force. why it is called a real force. Now, it is a real force. Real force says, means that it has a existence. It has a existence. It means we can explain why this force is there, or we can give the reason to form the force, and therefore it is a real force. Now it is in inertial frame of reference. Inertial frame of reference, and third is it obeys Newton's laws of motion. Okay. Now next characteristic is that its magnitude F is equal to what? mv square by r, or mr omega square. And direction, with direction vector F is equal to minus mv square by r in unit vector r0, or it is equal to minus mr omega square r0. Here negative sign indicates that this force is always directed towards the center. Now what are the examples of this centripetal force? Okay, you can write in the characteristics here also. Examples of the centripetal force. First we see first example. The electron revolves in a circular motion, or it performs a circular motion. Why it performs the circular motion? Due to the centripetal force and provided by electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction between positively charged nucleus and negatively charged electron. Now this is the interaction. And due to this electron can revolve in the circular motion. This is one of the example of the centripetal force. Electron revolves in a circular motion from the nucleus, positively charged nucleus. Now second example is that the car takes turn along the curved road. The car takes the turn along the curved road. Suppose this is the car and it takes the turn along the curved road. It safely, it does not skip off or does not fall inside the road edge. Now it can safely turn along the curved road, and this is one of the example of the centripetal force. And here the centripetal force is provided by the frictional force between road surface and tires, between the tires of the car. Frictional force between road surface and tire. This is the interaction, or this is the explanation why this centripetal force is produced here. Now this is the example of the centripetal force. Again we see the example of Earth revolves around the sun. Now which type of the force in between them? There is a gravitational force. Due to the gravitational force of attraction between the earth and sun. Now this is the explanation to revolve the earth around the sun. Now this is one of the example of the centripetal force. Now these are the examples of the centripetal force. Now again there is another type of the forces. Just we see that the electron revolves in the circular motion even though it has a negative charge and nucleus has a positive charge. Even though it can revolve in the circular orbit. And one force is just we see that the centripetal force, it is always directed towards the center, even though it revolves in the circular orbit. It means that the same amount of force is acting in outward direction, and due to this, the suppose this is the path of that electron, and the one force, that is centripetal force, is acting toward the center, minus F suppose, and same amount of the force and opposite direction, another force is acting or may be acting on that electron, and due to this equal and opposite force, the electron can revolve in the circular orbit, and that opposing force is called the centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Its magnitude is equal to what? The centripetal force, but only the direction is opposite. If the magnitude of the centrifugal force is greater than the centripetal force, then what will happen? That electron escapes from the orbit. It goes outside. If the magnitude of the centrifugal force is less than the centripetal force, then it falls on the nucleus. But when both forces are balances, centripetal and centrifugal forces are balances, at that time the electron revolves in the circular orbit, and therefore the magnitude of the centripetal force F is equal to what? Plus mv square by r unit vector r0, and the magnitude F is equal to what? mv square by r, or in terms of angular velocity, mr omega square, has same magnitude of the centripetal force. Now this is about the centrifugal force, but this centrifugal force is what? A non-real, or it is a pseudo force. We just imagine that, or it is called the imaginary force. Imaginary force. It does not obey the Newton's laws of motion. It just, we imagine that there is some force, equal and opposite forces acting on that electron, and hence that electron can revolve in the circular orbit. Now this is called the centrifugal force. This is a non-real or pseudo or imaginary force. Now this is about the centrifugal force. Now this is all about the basic terms of the horizontal circular motion. Now again, there is a non-uniform circular motion. Non-uniform circular motion. What do you mean by non-uniform circular motion? In uniform circular motion, the magnitude of the velocity is constant, that is speed is constant, and direction is always changing. But in non-uniform circular motion, the magnitude as well as the direction both are changing. Magnitude as well as the direction of the velocity both are changing, and that type of the motion is called a non-uniform circular motion. And now the example of the non-uniform circular motion is a vertical circular motion. Vertical circular motion. Now in horizontal circular motion, the plane is horizontal. Now in vertical circular motion, the plane is vertical in this way. Now here the particle is revolving in this vertical plane, and the magnitude of the velocity is always changing due to the gravitational force is acting on it. The gravitational force is acting at each point, and therefore the magnitude of the velocity is changing due to this gravitational force, and therefore it is a non-uniform circular motion. And the best example of the non-uniform circular motion is a vertical circular motion. Okay. Now, what are the applications of the vertical circular motion that we will see in the next lecture.